are some of the things that we're going to be doing in the next 5 years? Because this is what it is about. For some people, they just feel, well, it's time. And for others who are more discerning, who are thinking, are trying to understand what is the substance of the government and what it will be doing. Well, here is the substance. First, Jamaica must focus on increasing productivity. And that productivity is a complex issue, but here are the critical things in productivity. One, we must improve the quality of education in Jamaica. Each student coming out of our education system must be prepared for this world and the future world. Exactly. Meaning that what we're teaching our students in terms of their reasoning and their competencies in certain other skills, that's good. But for our economy to be competitive, we need our students to be skilled in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So some of that economic stability, we are going to shift some of those resources into education. We are going to make a massive investment in education. So we have planned that out. We're going to be building 6 STEM schools. These are going to be state-of-the-art, modern schools that will be comparable to any school in the United States that's dedicated to science and technology. As you would see, I'm a student of history, right? So Jamaica missed the Industrial Revolution because we were trapped in a plantation economy. We missed the Information Revolution. And if we're not careful, we will miss the 4th Industrial Revolution. We can't afford that. Right? Yeah. Think about it. Think about what Jamaica is built on right now. Where do we earn our foreign exchange to buy everything that we need? Think about it. Tourism, mining, business process outsourcing. We have agriculture and financial sector. Only really 3 of those are major foreign exchange earners. How are we going to survive on that? If there's a pandemic, you saw what happened with tourism. These are some of the fundamental questions that our electorate must vote on, must ask. How are we going to diversify the economy and bring in new industries? And that's what this government is planning. Because we see the challenges. So, for us, it's an imperative that we need to create a new labor force that can underpin, develop, and support the new industries in which we will have to diversify. So the investment in education is not just sweet talk because it sounds good. It's necessary for the growth of the economy.
The Labour Party ticks all the boxes. There is not one indicator that tells me that the PNP is winning. Alan Lichman has 13 keys to the White House. I'll share them with you and then I'll go to the Labour Party. Work them with me. 1 is scandal. The PNP is not working. If a scandal breaks out in the government right now, not even that is going to be sufficient. Social unrest. There's no social unrest in Jamaica. Jamaica remains stable and our people seem to be moving forward. Major policy change. The Labour Party don't seem to have any major policy change that would affect the lives of Jamaica. Tick that box for the party. Tick, no scandal. Tick, no social unrest. Tick, no major policy change. Tick, strong long-term economy. Though growth is minuscule, 1.1%. Real per capita economic growth during the term equals or exceeds mean growth during the previous 2 terms. The long-term economy seems optimistic. The short-term economy, not in a recession, actually coming out of technical recession. No third party. The UIC, virtually irrelevant. The incumbent, Holness is well loved, well received, and the opposition is not providing much of a contest. No major policy failure, no military intervention, charismatic leader, well, not so charismatic, but reasonable, uncharismatic challenger, tick that. So of the 12 of the 13 keys as given by Lichman, 13 keys to the White House, 12 are actually in the administration's favor. How do you forecast an election loss when the keys are in the direction of the government? It's almost a 90%, 90-10. The Jamaican Labour Party currently holds 49 seats. Retaining power seems inevitable. There is a lead for the party in the polls of 4%. That's the poll the Labour Rights want to hear about. Let's give them that. They start with 49. They are leading by 4%. Blue dot. And even if you average it, bring in Anderson, it's still a statistical dead heat. I always get tongue-tied with that word. You know, Mansa Musa, Comrade Musa. Tell your PNP friends them to top call me. Statistical. What am I call me for? They have a lead. There is voter sentiments with the party, but there is no compelling narrative in Jamaica that the people of Jamaica wants to change the government. None. There's a little bit of unease there, Mr. Munsa, fueled by propaganda. Yes.
So again, if you don't know, we now extend 20% food concession, not just in cups, but also in small chunks. It's a run for the new panel bands, and we are reshaping the requirements to make it more viable. So that's one. Second thing, we are putting in incentivized rates for people who want to get involved in forage production, right? So we are reducing the lease rates in our agri-parks if you are looking to do hay forage, because we do understand the dynamics in terms of the returns on investments is different, right? So we've already started that. In fact, we already have people who are now leasing the regime. So again, I would say this for the association, if you have people who are interested in land in the agri-parks to do specifically forages, right? We can provide a special regime for them, right? And we're looking for that because we can't grow our small rural sector without having the feed that is necessary. So we need to see more pastures, we need people to appreciate, we need to see more science, right, being applied, we need to see more hay producers, we need to see more farmers ready to silage, right? Part of what we're looking to do is provide shaping machines to our farm groups or goat groups, so very important. So we have a holistic program for small rural.
One thing with this, minister, I must tell you,
you know, my passion from ever since I came, I've always said our biggest problem in the small ruminant sector is forage production. We can't produce without enough feed, so we can't grow the industry without feed. It's the biggest problem. But our minister, he knows the problem, so he's going to give us attention on it, and we have to commend him. You know, you realize that this minister is very knowledgeable on agriculture. And you know he's a lawyer, but I don't know how come minister you know so much in agriculture. You are very, I mean, every time I hear you talk, I don't know if you go and read a book and what's happening. But it's, you know about our goat milk, you know all the struggles that we are having in the industry. So I just feel very confident that we are just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. No, I think we all have to appreciate that agriculture is our most important sector. You know, we have to be able to feed ourselves. We started COVID-19. Plus, I do have the honor of my father being an agriculturalist. My father went to the Jamaican School of Agriculture. So, you know, keep the blood. Anyway, enjoy. We push hard for the things that we want. So when we get certain things, we're supposed to say thanks. We can become a registered product producer or a registered farmer that treats your crop, your grass as a crop. Right? So we're encouraging farmers, if you're planting your forages, if you're creating your fodder banks, you want to protect that. Because what people do, they actually come and cut your grass because it's just grass. You plant your grass and they walk in your place and cut your grass because it's just grass. Right? If you're a small rural farmer, sheep, goat, rabbits, we can tell you about the rabbits sometimes. And you can also plant forages from a come over that. You can start packing to make a valuation of your wheat or your crops or whatever it is that you're planting.